dumaan kayo sa bus lane, sir. Exclusive for bus lane only, for buses only. Carousel bus. Ang dala po natin, hindi naman po bus.
Ang dala po kasi kami halaman.
Pasensya na po, sir, ha. Pero naram po ng lisensya tsaka ORCR. Matitikitan po kayo, sir.
Good morning, everyone. We are back on the EDSA busway where I act apprehending vehicles in the bus lane when they are obviously not buses, even if they have their hazard.
Ito po, sir, ay exclusive for bus. Pasensya na po, sir. Pahiram na lang po ng lisensya tsaka ORCR.
This one appears to be some kind of security agency vehicle, and look, again, a paper license. This one took multiple enforcers because every time they tried to flag him down, he kept trying to leave the bus lane. There's no plate on the back. That rider keeps trying to push his way out of the bus lane, and they keep trying to push him back. No license plate either. This rider didn't even have to be asked. He stopped himself and handed over the license. And if you think that some vehicles are slipping past without being apprehended, no, they're also being apprehended just a little bit further along. They've been having a hard time with this driver. She keeps inching forward and they keep asking, please give the license. I can see that she's going to hand it over though. Just took a little bit of convincing. And the problem is that happens over and over again, and it consumes a lot of time for the enforcers. Hazard with all the stickers. And when he's using his cell phone, that's Addict. So aside from using the bus lane, obviously every enforcer just saw him driving while on his cell phone. Anti-Distracted Driving Act, the penalty for that is 5,000 pesos. It's no joke, it's a serious penalty. You might remember last time actually, there was a car coming through the bus lane super fast, and then when he came past I realized he's using his cell phone. He had one hand on his phone, one hand on his steering wheel. And I thought to myself, maybe that's why it took him so long to slow down. Maybe he was distracted. That lady's also driving on her cell phone. So the first thing the lady said was that she wants him to speak to whoever's on the phone. He said no. I assume they're going to add distracted driving, Addict, to the ticket, because very clear again, she's driving along on the cell phone. It used to be that people would do telephone calls. Now they're even doing video calls. Allegedly it's someone from on the other end and he wants to, well, anyway, the enforcer has declined the video call request and he just wants to issue the ticket and send her on her way. Pretty much every rider and driver said the same thing today, that they know they're not allowed inside the bus lane, but they're here because they're running late or because there's traffic or various different reasons. There's an L300 that's hugging that ambulance or whatever it is as closely as he can. Sometimes people do that. They tailgate the ambulance, they pretend to be with the ambulance, they fly through the bus lane, and then bad luck, they get apprehended. That car is going to slip out of the bus lane unless an enforcer manages to move back here fast enough. Well, there you go. I just don't know why they put their hazard lights on. What difference does it make? If you're in the bus lane, do they think that if you're in the bus lane, turning on your hazard lights would somehow exempt you? It just doesn't make sense, right? Anyway, there's the license. Like I mentioned earlier, they will not care, most people will not care about the penalty, but the confiscation of license, that's what's going to upset them. Looks like that one might be able to slip out. Let's see. No, this guy's working double time. There's more freaking vehicles than enforcers. It's insane. Ticket after ticket after ticket. If only the MMDA could still use their cameras for enforcement. Every time I post a video like this, people remark how it's like a drive-through and the enforcers are just taking their order. And that's a little bit weird. The driver inside this vehicle just showed a license plate, which is actually a red plate. Completely different from the plates that are attached to this vehicle right now. Okay, he has handed over the license. You might remember during a previous operation, the taxi driver said, "We taxis always go here." Yeah, maybe, but problem is when you get caught, not only do you get stuck, but even your passenger. And that's something that someone asked in the previous video. They said, what happens to the passenger? Do they have to pay the higher meter because the taxi was stuck there for so long? It's an interesting question. It's another L300 there. He was trying to leave the bus lane, but he got pushed back.